All of their games have microtransactions. Resident Evil, Street Fighter, Devil May Cry, Monster Hunter. But no, Dragon's Dogma 2, that's where we draw the line. We draw the line right here. Most of my videos I write down what I'm gonna say, but not this time. I wanted this one to be as organic as possible, and it's kind of hard to make this video because it's going to be talking a lot about the state of Dragon's Dogma 2, and I'm playing on PlayStation 5, so I can't really speak too much on PC. But Dragon's Dogma 2 did get review bombed. It did. But what if I told you some of that was actually valid? Keyword was, not is. What if I told you Capcom fixed damn near everything that the players complained about, and yet the game is still sitting at mixed reviews? But yet we want DLC. What if we're the problem?
What? Bro, what are you talking about?
I was originally going to talk about how Capcom mishandles the franchise, but I think I might have to save that for another day. Right now, I think we might need to look within as far as being a community. But first, let's look at why Dragon's Dogma 2 got review bombed. Starting with performance issues. Players reported significant performance problems, particularly heavy CPU usage, which they linked to large numbers of NPCs in the game. Some technical issues like a broken frame rate cap, poor frame rate pacing, continued to be problems even after patches. Inadequate save system. The game initially restricted players to a single save file. The single save file was always a thing in Dragon's Dogma, but my issue was not being able to start New Game Plus. But now we have a proper New Game Plus, even though the difficulty doesn't scale. More on that later. Other issues. Some players found the game's story and other features underdeveloped compared to the original Dragon's Dogma, despite the high quality of combat. Yeah, the story is subjective, so... Anyways, reviewers also noted that the game's difficulty would become extremely easy to the player as they leveled up, removing the challenge. It was the same for Dragon's Dogma 1, but you know what we got to counter that? Hard mode. At least we got hard mode, right? There's no hard mode in Dragon's Dogma 2. Instead, we got casual mode. And no, I'm not dissing casual mode. I actually did a casual mode playthrough or two. It's actually pretty fun. Being able to run around with less stamina consumption is a plus. Also, being able to rest at inns for a cheaper fee when you don't have a house is a plus. Spending 1,000 for a fairy stone instead of 10,000, that's a mega plus. But why we still haven't gotten a hard mode, I still can't wrap my mind around it. I saved this one for last because it's my favorite, but I probably should have added it first because it's the most laughable. Microtransactions. Like, are y'all new here or something? Have you never played a Capcom game before? All of their games have microtransactions. Resident Evil, Street Fighter, Devil May Cry, Monster Hunter. But no, Dragon's Dogma 2, that's where we draw the line. We draw the line right here. And then next year Monster Hunter comes out and nobody says a word about the microtransactions. What's going on here? So the microtransactions complaint, that was some BS. Y'all already know that's BS. But everything else, I'm sorry to tell you, that was valid criticism. But you know what? They fixed it. Capcom fixed it. And you know what else? The game is still sitting at mixed reviews. Go look at Cyberpunk, for example. Cyberpunk had a terrible launch, but it also had a graceful bounce back. One of the best comeback stories, if not the best comeback story in gaming. On launch, Cyberpunk 2077 Steam reviews were mixed to negative, marked by a large number of bugs and performance issues. While the core story and the world were praised by some, the gameplay experience was heavily hampered by technical problems, leading to widespread criticism and even removal from the PlayStation Store. Damn, I didn't know that. At one point, Cyberpunk sat at a 65% on Steam. That's even lower than Dragon's Dogma 2 right now. Now it's set at 88%, and recent, overwhelmingly positive 95%. The performance on Dragon's Dogma 2 has come a long way, especially on PlayStation 5. I remember the game was capped at 30 FPS when it launched. We didn't even have a performance mode. So now we have performance mode, we have New Game Plus, and I already debunked the microtransactions. That was non-existent for real. The only microtransaction I bought was the Dragon's Dogma 1 music pack because I wanted those good old Dragon's Dogma vibes. But other than that, you don't need any microtransactions in this game. I was more enticed to buy the microtransactions in Monster Hunter, but anyways, we got casual mode. The only thing we missing is hard mode and some DLC. But why haven't we gotten that? I don't know. Maybe because Capcom fixed everything else we asked for, gave us everything else we asked for, including casual mode, because believe it or not, some people ask for casual mode. I did a whole video on casual mode when it came out, and there are still people commenting on that video to this day saying how much they like casual mode and they're glad they added it to the game. Like I said, they fixed Cyberpunk and the reviews went up through the roof. The Cyberpunk reviews now are what they should have been on launch. So why isn't it the same case for Dragon's Dogma? Is it us? Are the fans ungrateful? If you're a fan of Dragon's Dogma and you left a negative review for the game, maybe you should reconsider that review. Maybe you should change that review. I'ma just go ahead and say it. Maybe you one of those people who love the game but still have that weird hate boner for it, so you left a negative review. Maybe you should change that. I love Dragon's Dogma, and I constantly critique it. I'm not afraid to critique the things I love. But you know what? I still gave it a 5-star review, a 5 out of 5 review, because I wanted more. Maybe leave a positive Steam review, and in the comments say what you didn't like. Speaking of hate boners, sometimes I still think Capcom hates Dragon's Dogma. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I know you heard about the Dragon's Dogma Monster Hunter conspiracy theories. If not, I plan on covering it soon myself. I've been meaning to cover it for a long time, but I just didn't know if I really wanted to get into that. But Capcom came out and said they consider Dragon's Dogma as a key franchise now. Nobody put a gun to their head and made them say that. They could have just stayed radio silent, like they are now. But thank y'all for watching. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. And let me know if y'all want that conspiracy video.